in order to be self-sufficient, you had to have your own fuel. And the only source of fuel for cooking and heating was the turf. The turf then was cut out of the bog. We said turf here, they say peat in other parts in England and places like that, but we said turf. I think in Europe you say turb.
Turf.
So the turf thing is cut out of the bog. Now the first thing you do is you take off the top straw, and this is done with the flat spade. So you use the flat spade to take off the top straw. You cut it into squares, about 30 centimetres square. Now by taking off the top straw, you make this very easy for the schlong to go through. Whereas here, you have a job pushing the schlong down through. So then we take off the top straw, push it into squares, 30 centimetres square, and then you get the spade under it like that. Now the top straw was traditionally placed in the cutaway bog, and this was done here for hundreds of years. And this is also very environmentally friendly because the turf is continuously regenerating. It regenerates at the rate of 45 centimetres or 15 inches per 1,000 years. So when you come back here in 1,000 years, I'll be standing up here.
Oh, okay. It's a date. It's a date. I'll put it in my calendar.
We're very optimistic.
You won't be standing, you'll be under. You'll be under there somewhere.
Then we put out the turf with the wing spade or the schlong. This is what they call the schlong. In Australia, schlong means and what you do then, you push your schlong down through the turf like that, and you take out the sod. Each sod then is spread out on the ground to dry, and after about a week or two we foot the turf. This is what we call footing. Yeah. Now this allows the wind to get through it. You put 4 or 5 sods together, and you don't need the sun now to dry it. And after about 4 weeks like that, the turf is dry. Now, as I said, the turf is continuously regenerating at the rate of 45 centimetres per 1,000 years. So when I'm down at the bottom of this sod here, I'll have shoved that schlong back over 1,000 years. If we go down here then in the next bit, you're going back maybe 2,000-3,000 years.
Wow.
Now if you look at a sod of turf here, a fresh sod of turf, that's a fresh sod. This is a sod that was cut 4 weeks ago. It's different. About 88% water content. Like a stone. But it's made up of plant matter. There's no insects in the turf, there's no worms. They cannot survive because there's no oxygen. Lack of oxygen compressed in these conditions, everything is preserved. If you cut the sod here at this is about 3,000 years. Now you can see the plants that grew here 3,000 years ago. These plants are examined today in laboratories, and some of the plants they find here no longer grows here today, because back then they're saying our climate was maybe 2-3 degrees warmer. As we dig down through the turf then, we find the ancient woodlands. Now when the first people arrived here 7,000 years ago, there was no turf. They arrived to a great woodland. They were nomadic hunters. These woodlands disappeared about 5,000 years ago. Then the bog started forming. This tree we have here, taken out of the turf 5 years ago, radiocarbon dated in Dublin and Oxford, England. And we're told this timber grew here 5,200 years ago. Old Irish oak. Now, as you look over the blanket turfland there, you can be assured, right beneath the surface, hundreds of thousands of tons of the finest of old Irish oak is there. The longer it's left there, the harder it gets. In another 7,000 to 10,000 years, this timber becomes petrified, like stone. About 10,000 years. So it doesn't rot in the turf. If you try to cut that with your chainsaw today, you get through it. But it is so black and dense in the middle. You can take the sharpness off your chainsaw. It will also blacken it. It is so black and dense in the middle. And today in craft shops, this is the timber they make the organs out of. Very expensive. Pretty hard to carve as well. It's carved. And when it's carved and shined up, it's black. It's not painted. It's naturally old Irish oak. Our grandfathers would have called it black. This timber no longer grows in those islands anymore. The common oak grows here. But the old Irish oak does not grow here anymore. These timbers you see here, the lodgepole pine, sitka spruce, these are all introduced here. They're introduced from the northwest coast of the United States. Very well. They didn't grow here in the past. We had the indigenous trees like oak, ash, elm, birch, beech and alder. All broadleaves. Okay, any questions?
How deep is the turf?
Here about 2 meters, but if you go down there, you could go down 7 meters.
You're going to have to keep
Well, the oak wouldn't grow on this type of land. The oak would grow beyond the horses. The oak will grow here. The ash will grow here, and the alder will grow here.
wachsen, aber Eichen wäre ein bisschen komplizierter hier zu pflanzen, weil die brauchen ja tiefer den Boden. Und der Boden oben, da muss man dann eine Stelle finden, wo dann wirklich mehr Erde ist, wo man das pflanzen kann. Sonst hier im Moorgebiet wachsen hier so oder so.
This is also very acidic.
Das ist ja dann sehr säurereich.
Now, the coniferous here, like the pine, they do well in the soil. They can adapt to acidity.
Black roots.
Black roots, yeah. And it's very easy not to. Okay.
I want the other wheel.
What do you want the wheel for, Bridget?
You'll be surprised.
Very good speaker.